All right, NiiamahAshong here. Today's distinction is responsive versus creative. Now, it's really interesting because these two actually seem like they might be much closer together than they actually are. And typically, if I was going to do this, I might actually add in a third distinction: reactive versus responsive versus creative. Right? Reactive. Let's just include it for now because I think it actually would serve. When someone is reactive, it's typically an input has come to them and they are putting out fires, they're acting upon it as though it's urgent, and they're really just in a position where they need to take action right now in response, in reaction to that. I noticed myself bringing in responsive there a little bit too early. So when it comes to responsiveness, right, if you're choosing to be responsive, then the distinguishing feature here is you're able to take in information, take in inputs, and rather than take an action immediately, just in an urgent fashion, you're able to synthesize, digest, and then choose an appropriate action as a result of that. To many people, that may not seem like they may not seem like there's a distinction there. But if you've ever seen someone who's reactive and versus someone who's been able to be collected as they're making decisions in highly stressful, uncertain, and constantly changing environments, I think that that distinction will actually ring very true. And before we get into the creative part, I want to just invite you to take a look. Where are you sitting on this? If you're being really honest with yourself, are you someone who prides yourself in the fact that anytime someone has a fire come your way, you can put it out immediately? You're an amazing problem solver, and anything that comes out, you can react and get it done? Or are you someone that's going to respond to that and take some time to be able to choose a different action? Perhaps even ask yourself the question, why does this problem even start up in the first place? That's typically something I see as for people who choose to live in that distinction between reacting and responding. They take the time to ask themselves, why did this even take place in the first place? So then let's go on to the distinction that started us all off here: responsive versus creative. Now, the distinguishing feature of the creative element is being in a place where you are being proactive. If, let's say, reactive is all about reacting, responding is about taking action, just being active, then creating is about being proactive. And the elements of creating, the part where I see this being most different, is when you're able to take a problem and come up with brand new solutions. Actually, it's not even about, I think that's it. This is really where it sits. The responsiveness lies in the world of solving problems. Creating lies in the world of creating possibilities, generating possibilities. So one is in response to a negative, whereas the creating is in the pursuit of a positive. And so, especially during this time when there seems to be a lot of negative that is constantly being brought upon us from levels of challenge and uncertainty and just new changes taking place on a daily basis, there is another path. And this is the path to be one who chooses, where should we go going forward? As other people are waiting and seeing how to respond back to it, you can be someone who's taken a different path of choosing how to move forward and create along that path. So for today, I'd like to leave you with a few questions. Let's look at each of these distinctions. It's kind of almost like a compound distinction, a three-way distinction. So see for yourself, where in your world right now do you find yourself in a reactive mode versus a responsive mode? And where in your world do you see yourself in a responsive mode when you really could take on the stance of a creative mode? And the example, the distinguishing element of responsive versus creative, is responsive is based in the world of solving problems, and creative is in a world of generating possibilities, letting others know how it can be, setting a vision and giving people a chance to walk along that vision. I'm excited to see what that leads for you. Let's let that percolate here, and then let me know what your thoughts are in our ongoing discussions. I'll talk to you soon.